at the Indianapolis Zoo at ZooBoo, and we're looking at some of the scariest animals, the animals and creatures that scare us most. Actually, we're learning that we shouldn't be so scared at all. And with us is Kelly. I'm nervous, and I'll tell you why. It's because we're talking about spiders now, and spiders are at the top of my list. Spiders. And Kelly, it's good to see you. Kelly's in public relations here at the zoo, but she's also a spider enthusiast. Since you were a kid?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I have always loved pretty much anything that crawls, that slithers, that creeps, that climbs, you name it, I love it.
And so you've always had them as pets, and now you have a beauty named Betty.
I did nickname her Betty. Betty is one of our ambassador animals here at the Indianapolis Zoo. So I work within the Global Center for Species Survival, and we have an invertebrate conservation coordinator, Sergio Henriquez. And this is one of the spiders actually that he captured that is native here to Indiana. So Betty is what's known as a dark fishing spider, sometimes also referred to as raft spiders. And that's because of their ability to float on water, and they can even catch fish potentially.
Why do you think people are scared of, nervous around, afraid of spiders?
There's no reason for us to be afraid of most spiders. Some are medically significant. If one bites you, there's a chance you could have a severe reaction to it. Something like a black widow or a brown recluse or what we're familiar hearing about here in Indiana. And those are things you might want to seek medical attention for. But as our invertebrate conservation coordinator, Sergio, would mention, the majority of people who think they've been bitten by a spider, it's actually not. It could be a reaction to a mosquito bite. It could have been chiggers, something like that. And so really, there's not a whole lot for us to fear from spiders. What's more terrifying is thinking of what our world could look like without them.
Okay, you bring up a good point. So rather than the best idea if you're afraid of a spider is to capture it and release it back to its home state. So why do we want to do that rather than dispose?
So there's a lot of things that you don't want in your homes that spiders are really good at catching and eating. They help eliminate a lot of the pest species that we don't appreciate having around.
Do different spiders create different types of cobwebs?
Yeah, so cobwebs is actually the term that we use to explain when it's a discarded web, no longer in use, and it now is dusty. So that's what you see kind of like in an attic space or something. It's not being used anymore by the spider. Most spiders keep their webs quite tidy, although there are ones that have kind of ugly looking webs, you might think. It's got a lot of debris in it. They don't replace them all the time. Betty here actually doesn't form much of a web. She's mostly an ambush predator, so she's going to grab food as it comes close to her. She doesn't have the need. She does produce silk, and she will form like some webbing here sometimes on her enclosure, but that's really just like more of a sensory tool for her. She can feel those vibrations, and then she knows there's prey nearby to be able to catch. Some spiders weave these beautiful, elegant orb webs, which is what we think of, I think, a lot of times when we think of spider webs. Others make these really intricate funnels, like grass spiders. You might see them in crevices or out in the grass or in your garden. So there's a wide variety of types of webs.
Thank you so much, and to all of you here at the Indianapolis Zoo for showing us and teaching us a little bit about some of the scary animals. And ZooBoo again goes on until Halloween. It's an awesome event. Go to Indianapolis Zoo, is that right? .com. IndianapolisZoo.com. Get your tickets.